Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. Well, here you can see it's evening, it's dark. So I'm just trying out different chat rooms within my home, and I'm in my lounge now, you might have guessed, and I'm delighted you've joined me. The chat this evening, my video chat this evening, is a mythical as well as a medical one. I'm going to talk about a part of my body that needed a little bit of surgery. Okay? It's not what you think. My eyes. Now, for those of you who wear glasses, who are not, permanently, but wear them to read or long sight, short sight, whatever, you will know sometimes they're a bloody nuisance. Sometimes you lose them, you never know where to find them, etc., etc. It used to drive me mad, and especially when I was doing charity shows when I was on stage. You know, I would, microphone here, glasses, a piece of paper, pick up the piece of paper and what have you, and drop in everything. So I heard, I didn't fancy contact lenses. The thought of having something in my eye, do you ever know if you got something stuck in your eye, the way it feels? I didn't fancy having these bits of plastic inside my, on my eyeball, of my eye. Anyway, I heard about this operation. Now, let me just tell you the name of this operation. It's a two-part operation. It's cataract surgery. It's done in two parts. And refractive lens exchange. Oh, I sound terribly medical, I know. Refractive lens exchange, okay? That's what the term for being medical, if you want. Anyway, so it's really here, it's both the surgeries remove your eye's natural lens and replace with intraocular lens, or the IOC. I'm sounding terribly medical, I know. Let's just forget all that. And they're putting lens permanently inside your eyes. Didn't fancy that idea, but one day, like I always do, come on, let's have it done. So I make an appointment. I see the eye surgeon, who, she's a very nice person, quite strict, I could imagine, just likes to get to the point. She said, your insurance will probably pay for the operation itself, but the lens you have to pay yourself. So if you can, let's discuss what I think you'll need. Honestly, you can get a lens for short-sightedness, lens for long-sightedness, or you can have all three, natural, long, short, etc. I said, well, I might as well have all three. I'm having it done. I still was a bit, iffy whether I wanted knives cutting my eyes open. Anyway, we arranged to have money transferred to the hospital for the lens. There's Zeiss, that's all I can tell you, lens to be sent already. So there's no backing out now. I think the lens were about 3,000. Was it 3,000 each or 3,000? I can't remember. And that was all arranged. And the great day had arrived. Oh my God, I was terrified. All I can imagine was a knife cutting my eyes open. That's all I can imagine. But at least I'm going to have sedation, which she told me I was going to have, and that's fine. So anyway, I get to the hospital, the care on. Do you know, when you're in your room waiting, what I hate is they come in a wheelchair, like an old fella, and you're in the wheelchair with a rug over your lap, and they bring you down, and they bring you through reception, and the sort of the outpatients area and whatever, full of people, and you're like an old fella. Hey, how are you, Morris? Oh, Jesus, here, hello. Anyway, they wheel you then to a lift, and they bring you down below the main floor, where I think there's 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, operating theatres. And then they put you in a waiting room. You get out of the wheelchair and you're sitting there waiting, and the nurse there puts a plastic thing in your hand. I have to find, it's very hard to, I don't know about you, but it's really hard to find a vein in my, it's banging away. Anyway, eventually she finds it and she puts a plastic thing there, you know what I mean? And that thing has a hole in it. And then when you go into the theatre, the anaesthetist gives you a little shot and, oh, you're gone. You get all hot all over. I quite like that. Anyway, so I'm waiting there. It's about an hour's wait. That's what I hate. Even if you go to the dentist, just get me in quickly and do it. Anyway, they come, Mr. Boland, put me in the wheelchair again. They wheel me to the theatre, There's about 5 nurses and doctors in there. And I said, oh, just put me asleep quickly. And she said, would you be quiet, please? And I get up on the bed in the theatre, the lights over you. Oh, God, lights over you. Oh, a knife, my eyes cut open, blood. Oh, God. Anyway, they're talking away. She's putting some cream around here and around there. And I'm not asleep yet. She said, could you be quiet, please? Yeah, but I'm not sedated. I'm not sedated. Anyway, then I felt a little prick, not me, dear, a little prick here, just there. She's going to operate on one eye, and then 2 weeks later they do the other eye because of any bleeding or anything, problems they might have. They don't do the 2 eyes together. Although I heard there are surgeons here in Marbella, a good friend of mine had the 2 eyes done in one go. But anyway, one eye, and a little prick there. And she starts working. I'm not sedated. And she says, would you be quiet, please? All I know is that the next minute it's all over. And I said, you didn't sedate me. She said, yeah, you even snored. I said, I didn't. Anyway, it's all over, and she's got a patch over your eye, and then you take that off the next day, and then I think, I didn't notice that much difference. And then 2 weeks later, I'm back and have the other one done. Now, let me tell you, I know some people say they've had complications with that, but in surgery, there's always risks, and there always could be problems. Always. But it's rare. And I recommend this thing. I've had it about 4 or 5 years now. Wonderful, no glasses needed. I can read perfectly. I can see perfectly. I can watch TV, everything perfectly. It's a miracle. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Well, unless you don't mind wearing glasses, or it's not bother, that's fine. That's my first operation. The second operation I had my eyes. Now, I know you'll all think this is egotistical and big-headedness and the facelift and everything like that, and it's all to do with cosmetics and everything. No. I start getting drooping eyelids. It's a family trait. I get drooping eyelids. That's fine. I never liked them. But as I got older, I could see them. They were coming over the top, and they were sort of... So the surgeon said to me, the same surgeon, the one that said, oh, stop talking, said to me, we can do this. She said, but it won't be covered by insurance, I don't think. Oh, I said, leave it to me. I'll make sure my insurance company. So the insurance company, first of all, said the most incredible thing. We will pay for the cutting of the fat. We'll pay for the cutting of the fat. But the rest of it, you're not covered. But I spoke to the head of I'm with Medifiat. That's the insurance company. I spoke to the head in Malaga. I said, come on, I've been with you for 30 odd years. God knows how much. And I never really asked for that much. And they agreed, and I'll go on, get away, go on, we'll pay. So they pay for it. I'm not saying they'll do it for everyone. They did it for me, thank God. Anyway, so the big day came. Now, I thought about putting the lens in your eye. Now I'm thinking about scissors cutting my eyelids and knife and everything. And again, I said to her, not sedated. And she said, I need your cooperation. First of all, stop talking. And secondly, when I tell you to look up and look down, look left, look right, I need your thing. And I said to her, but don't take too much skin off. But take enough. And she said, Maurice, would you be quiet? She said, let me explain. I am a surgeon, okay? I am a surgeon. And I will remove as much skin as I think that you need removed. No more and no less. But what happens if I can't close my eyes? And she said, for God's sake, I'm your surgeon, you've got to trust me. But I've heard terrible nightmares. I'm lying on the operating theatre and everyone's sort of looking at me. But I've heard nightmares that at this type of operation, sometimes you'll never be able to close your eyes again. She said, would you stop talking and let me get on with my job or go? So eventually she started working. And I swear I wasn't sedated. She said I was. This is the second one. She said I was sedated. But I could smell some sort of skin burning. I think that they don't actually cut the skin. I think that they use a laser to cut. Anyway, she did them. And she told me there'll be a lot of bruising. which there was. You'll see the photographs for both these operations. A lot of bruising. She said it'll be gone in a couple of weeks. And you won't notice anything at first, but after it starts to think. And I must say, when you see the photograph, there was a vast difference. There was no problem. I could sleep quite easy. My eyes could close properly, and I never had another problem with it again. And my top of my eyelids haven't come down. Everything's fine. So there you are. There are two operations. I think both of them are pretty essential, especially the lens inside the eyes. Fantastic. And reminds me, I just heard on the news today that Elton John's gone blind or something. I hope he's going to be okay. So if you're thinking of having this operation and you want to get in touch with me, please do it. Like most people now, I've never had so many messages, a messenger. So you go on the Facebook and you can message me. I don't want to give out my private number or anything like that publicly, but you can message me and then I will get in touch with you. Be assured of that if you're thinking of either of these operations. And I'll give you the name of the surgeon. I'll give you everything that I know. But listen, thanks for joining me in my living room. I'm going to have my dinner now. So have a wonderful evening and I'll speak to you shortly.